Attaboy, Joe.
There's no votes out there.
I ain't gonna tell you again.
Persuade him to get to Ward 2.
Ward 4 is always ready. You never know. You just never know. There's voters every corner.
All depends on what you're running for, right?
That's right. Usually running from everything.
Four.
Regular workshop meeting, council workshop meeting, June 2nd, 2025, 6 p.m. Bear,
Here.
Briggs,
Here.
Coulter,
Here.
Heidrich,
Here.
Holtmeyer,
Here.
Packey,
Here.
Pepsel,
Here.
Sullentrop. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will all the committee members answer if they have or have not read the minutes of the meeting dated May 5th, 2025? Bear,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Coulter,
Yes.
Heidrich,
Aye.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Packey,
Yes.
Pepsel.
Yes.
Need a motion,
Move
guys.
to approve.
Second.
Motion by Bear, second by Coulter to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's approved. Next.
Presentations, the comprehensive plan update has been rescheduled for a meeting in July.
Correct.
So we'll move on to report of department heads, Emergency Management Department, 2025, 2030, St. Louis Hazard Mitigation Plan.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. What that is there's a 5-year hazard mitigation plan with St. Louis Region through East West Gateway that is completed every 5 years. Myself and Charles started it last summer. It was due on September, and we just got the final draft from East West Gateway. So this needs to be adopted in order, if the city looks in the next 5 years for trying to apply for any hazard mitigation grant funding.
Motion to send to council.
Second.
Motion by Packey, second by Holter to send it to council. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Franklin County Mutual Aid Agreement.
Once again, like the fire department, the police department, there's mutual aid agreements that are in place with Franklin County and other municipalities. What this is this is a mutual aid agreement for emergency management services that we found was never in place. So what this would entail, like on March 14th, when the tornadoes hit, Darren was texting me if other cities or the county would need additional building inspectors to help for people to go back in their houses. If street crews would have to go, Tony's guys, if they're requesting dump trucks, backhoes, stuff like that to help clean up. Also, if county would need another building over here for an EOC, or like on March 14th, me to go other places and assist in emergency management, so.
Yeah, I apologize. I think I told some of you that I thought there was one already in place, and then Justin advised me that it wasn't, so, this replaces that, so, countywide, correct?
Yep, countywide.
Make the motion, move it on, council.
Second.
Motion by Holtmeyer, second by Coulter to move it on. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
Parks Department installation and electronic locks for City Hall.
Start from when I get here.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. This is to put automated locks into City Hall. Building Department and us have been working together over the last couple weeks, months, I guess, to get this going. This will make the building more secure and easier to navigate. It'll also take a lot of keys that we don't know that are out there. This will eliminate all that.
Yeah, we've had discussions in our building committee for quite some time. There's some funds set aside in the capital improvement sales tax for improvements here at City Hall. Chad started researching on this and found out that they already had a bid that we could use statewide, that we could go ahead and use for that system. This does provide added security, as Chad just mentioned, or whatever, making some areas public and other areas only be able to go ahead and get access unless you've got that key fob or I believe you can do it on your phone.
A phone or even like a credit card.
Right.
So there's several options that we can do. This is the same system that we're starting at the parks, and I think the fire department's also gonna be using the same company.
Correct.
Is that every building?
Right
No.
now, we're,
This is just for City Hall for
City
this
Hall.
contract.
this contract just for City Hall.
We plan on moving into the other ones, and as even police department, the public safety building, theirs is getting a little bit harder to get parts and outdated, so they're probably gonna be switching over to this as well.
This is for the exterior doors, the stairwell doors, employee stairway, and all the combo locks that are out throughout the building. This will make them all digital locks, and it'll be a live system. So if there is a panic situation, somebody can hit the button and lock all the doors.
Is it something where you can turn one key off? Let's just say
Yeah.
somebody's departed from work, I need to deactivate.
We can, so each fob can be customized per person. So they don't have, not one fob gets you everywhere. So, it'll only get you in the areas that you need to be.
Perfect.
And we may go ahead and move, we've got some punch, what do you call them, punch-type keypads now, in a few places. We may go ahead, if it's worthwhile, to go ahead and switch. The goal is to try to make the employee area in the back behind the council chambers and the kitchen employee only. We're even gonna close the council chambers off so that it's only open when there's meetings. And then your public areas would be when you come in off of 4th Street, down the hallway, the restrooms, the elevator, go into the finance floor, you would have the hallway, the restrooms, the front counter, and then up on the 3rd floor, as you got off the elevator, just that vestibule, for lack of a better word, that's up there. Everything else would be secured off with those, with these new locks, so.
I'll make a motion to send it on.
Just one more thing, we talked about it in facilities, and to Pepsel's point, can you turn one person off?
Yeah.
You also know when someone uses it, so it can be traced back, last month, who was, if someone coming in here at late night, even with a key or whatever, all that is traceable, and then also being
It's a
able to turn
live
off.
system, so
Yeah.
when somebody logs in or whatever, opens the door, we know about it.
Nice thing about that is you can eliminate that card immediately if the
Right, if
person,
we terminate somebody, we can
Yeah.
shut it off.
and not have to worry about getting the key.
Back or fob back or.
Yeah, we have that at school, it's pretty nice.
If your motion still stands, Mr. Bear, I'll second.
Yeah, I'll let it stand.
Okay.
Okay, motion by Bear, second by Patke to move it on. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Keyway lock course for City Hall.
So this is part of the lock system. This just changes the lock cores to a BEST system. So this part, we have to do a separate contract because it's with a different company to get the core itself. But this will change, it'll be building off the park system that we can continue on, and all the doors eventually will be changed over to BEST keys that we can change. And you can't duplicate the keys. You have to have, only certain people can cut the keys. We actually have our own key cutter that we can cut, but you can't go to Lowe's or Ace or anything to get keys cut.
Take a motion.
I'll make a motion. Move it on.
I'll second.
Motion by Briggs, second by Pepsel. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chad.
Water wastewater department, well number 8 control panel.
Good evening, council. What this is we have for the last 5 years been replacing all of our old well control equipment in the well buildings. What that is what they call cross-line starters, fuses, wiring, the whole 9 yards. We've been replacing them with new state-of-the-art equipment. This is well 8. We've already done wells 3, well 4, well 6, and well 7. So this is just bringing well 8 into the system.
I'll make a motion, move it on.
Second.
Motion by Coulter, motion by Holtmeyer, second by Coulter. Moving on. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thanks, Governor.
Thank you.
Jen?
Good evening, Council. I'm here tonight to update on the final phase of our 911 refresh and upgrade with the text to 911 going live for the citizens. As I said in the letter, we're going to be releasing a joint press release to the Missourian tomorrow with Franklin County and Pacific, explaining that text to 911 is live, a little bit about how to go about doing sending a text to 911 for request for help. In summary, you would in the to field, you would just, it would be to 911. In your text, you would include the address where you need the assistance, and then from there we would go on and communicate back and forth via text message if they can't make an actual voice call. We are able to do anything just like we would an actual voice call via text. As far as location, we can send a link so that they can share their GPS location from their device if they don't know exactly where they are. Just like an actual cell call, we could locate them on the map. So,
Well, we were having trouble with the emergency calls going to a different cell tower down off of Front Street going over to St. Charles. Will that eliminate that process?
it is a little more reliable since we are now on the EZNet, which goes off of the device location. It's a little more reliable.
But that doesn't completely take that away yet,
But
Joe.
it does not.
Okay.
No. We
Because they still have to,
verify
if
location.
they would still have to locate a tower over here closer to where they've looked in the past in order to do that, I think, to help that further. And then I still don't think it would be 100%, but makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's where we still have to verify location, you know, with technology, just to make sure that it is correct, so. Yes.
I know, like I said, there's explanations to it, but I guess my thing, I guess if someone's in a predicament where they can't make a phone call, this is where it comes into play. And if you text 911, you're gonna get a response back, you're gonna get a
Correct.
communication.
Yeah,
So
it'll
then you
be
know
with
it's
an
working, or you
actual-
know someone's not driving there, but you're gonna get a response.
Yes, and it will be, it's not AI, it's an actual dispatcher that will be communicating with the caller or texter in this case. It does take a little bit longer because there is the, you know, typing out the message, sending, waiting for the person on the other end to read it, type their response and send it back. So that's where, if you can call, if you can't, then text. But
That was my next question. We don't wanna make calling obsolete. This is just an added safety. Okay.
yes. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other department heads?
Tim, you want to provide an update on the fire station?
We can lay blocks.
Good evening. I did not get to the site today. However, when I was there Friday, the floor is prepared to be poured on the eastern portion, which is the admin side, and then the far west side, which is the shop and storm shelter to the south. That's being poured tomorrow. So both of those being poured tomorrow. And then Heitman is actually ahead of schedule. They were supposed to be here starting this week. They mobilized last week and started laying block and actually have part of the rear wall starting to take shape. So you can actually start seeing the garage doors kind of taking form out there. As of right now, nothing is off schedule, so we're looking to be on schedule. So things are moving fairly well. Rain hurt us a little bit in the early April, but they're starting to catch up now.
Thank you, Tim.
I think that's it, you guys. Till 7 o'clock. Need a motion to adjourn, I suppose.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Motion by Briggs, second by Coulter to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
7.
down here with beer.
I don't think they come back. Not a bad idea.